Sir Lindon? What are you doing?
Ah, Jade, hello. I was just baking some pastries with thunder magic. I prefer them to be a bit thunder-cooked. Oh, my. What is that book you're holding, I wonder? I've read just about every book ever written, but I don't believe I recognize that cover.
I would be amazed if you had. This is one of my novels. I wrote it myself.
Oh, my stars, how wonderful! Please, you must let me read it.
You want to read my book? I'll warn you, it's a bit lighter in tone than you might prefer.
So, it's a comedy, huh? I see. Well, that only deepens my interest. I could do with a refreshing rise in tone. Is there any way I could convince you to let me read it? What if I baked some pastries for you? Would that help to seal the deal?
No need for that, though I appreciate the offer. I would be honored just to hear your thoughts. Unless you don't care for it, that is. Then we'll both pretend we never had this conversation.
Ah, so you will let me read it? Thank you, Jade. My goodness, Jade, I do believe I nearly busted a gut with laughter, as the saying goes. It's clear that you have a considerable talent for writing comedies.
That's high praise. Thank you, Sir Lindon.
Your characters have so much life in them. They practically leap off the page. How many of them are based on real people? A few of our mutual friends did come to mind.
I may have slipped in a few parallels to certain persons, living or dead.
You have a keen eye for observation and a skill for capturing them on the page. It was a magnificent novel, truly. I thank you again for sharing your passion with me.
Of course. Thank you so much for reading it.
I have a bit of that fire myself, truth be told. I've chronicled my early years in a book of my own.
You have?
Indeed. I haven't mentioned it to many people.
I would love to read it, if you wouldn't mind sharing.
Wonderful! I hoped you might. What a thrill it is having a fellow writer among our ranks. I can hardly contain myself. If and when you have the time, we should compare our lists of favorite comedies.
Yes, please. I would love that.
What a fortuitous meeting this has been. And here I thought nothing could surprise me. This was quite a welcome surprise, Jade. I had hardly put your last chapter down before you presented me with this new one.
Well, now that you're reading my early drafts, each editing pass goes much more smoothly.
Ah, of course.
So, what did you think? Don't make me beg, because I will.
It was magnificent. I enjoyed this chapter even more than the last.
That is such a relief to hear.
Especially that new fellow who debuts in this chapter. What a pleasant addition he was. He laughed, he cried, he felt truly alive. He might be my new favorite character of yours. I must admit, I felt a certain kinship toward him.
I'm glad to hear that. I hope you don't think it too presumptuous of me, but I did model that character after you.
Aha! I had a hunch. What a wonderful feeling to laugh along with your fictional counterpart. I now take his potent zest for life as the highest of compliments. Again, thank you for letting me read your marvelous book, Jade.
The honor is entirely mine, I promise.
I think I'll bake some pastries to thank you. You will have some, yes?
Glowing praise and warm pastries? Twist my arm, why don't you?